Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is the 6-month update to the Cartrimhome C12. I'm going to walk you through everything that's changed over 6 months. Spoiler alert, not much has changed. There was an update. If you do the update, which will be playing in the background of this video as I talk, but if you do the update, it will factory reset, so you will lose all your settings and all that. You'll have to reset up everything. But the update does fix a lot of user interface bugs, such as responsiveness and stuff like that. It does not fix the backup camera going out when you don't set it to outage. So when you don't completely restart the tablet every now and then, the backup camera will lose signal and you have to restart the radio. That is still a bug in this. I talked about that in the first video. A lot that I talked about in the first video still applies. So this video is mainly just to tell you what's different, and honestly, for me, nothing has really changed. The only thing that has changed is the update, and you get 3 more launchers than just the original one that kind of looks like a Tesla one with the Tundra driving on the road. You get 3 other options. I'll show you a video clip of those. They're pretty cool launchers. And the other thing that's changed is just that launcher has actually gotten a little bit more responsive. As far as CarPlay goes, it's still rock solid. I even tested out Android Auto a little bit with an Android phone. It seemed to work fine. A lot of the apps that weren't working for me, like the Sirius app, was a little buggy. Just the Sirius Android app on the radio itself was a little buggy at first. After the update, everything seems fine now. I use it all the time. I use my phone as a hotspot sometimes, and I'll either listen to a YouTube video or I will launch the SiriusXM app and just listen to SiriusXM using my phone as a hotspot, which works pretty good as long as you have phone service. And honestly, I mean, you have the SIM card also that you could use and throw in. You could add a line to your plan and throw a SIM in, or a prepaid SIM or whatever. But then there's also things like Starlink Mini. If you're like an overlander or whatever, you could mount a Starlink Mini on there. Then this would give you service pretty much everywhere as long as you have a open, view of the sky, and which is about the same as a SiriusXM radio antenna. So, and it also is way faster, allows you to have a hotspot on other people's phones in the car. It's pretty cool. Anyways, that's another option if you're looking for data for this radio. That option would also give everybody, data in the car. If you have a family and kids, tablets, that type of stuff. But as far as the update, it's fairly simple. You have to download a file, but they have a whole video on their YouTube channel on how to do it, and that video links to the update you have to download. And I believe you have to unzip it and put it on the root of the flash drive, which is just the main folder on the flash drive. And then it should auto detect it. Also, this update will take a while. So if you're in a garage like I am, you might want to pull your truck out the garage, leave it running while you do this update. I just had it in ignition mode. I didn't think the update would take that long, and it took a while. So I actually had to hook a jumper box up to my truck after this update to, get it to crank back up. But yeah, it does take a while. So make sure you pull it out the garage, leave the truck running while you do this update. You definitely don't want your truck battery to die in the middle of an update. It pretty much would ruin, or could ruin, the radio. Alright, so this is one of the new launchers. This is actually my favorite one of the new launchers. I wish this updated to whatever audio app was open, but it doesn't. It just stays like this. I think this is only for like local music. It is actually on device. But you can customize all these down here. These are just recent, so whatever you've been using recent pops up over here, and then you hit this and there's all your apps. So yeah, but you can customize all these down here. I really like that. This is all interactive, so you don't even have to like go into the Maps app. You can just have it right here. And that's why I really wish this would just update to like Sirius or Apple or YouTube Music or whatever, whatever music app you're using, but it doesn't. It gives you a little time and date in the corner. But yeah, this is a good one here. Let me go through the other launchers real quick that were included in the update. Is it in here? It's 3368. Yeah, home launch. This is home launcher 34. Let's go to 22. This is 22. I haven't spent much time in this. It's similar. You got the music thing down here, the maps here. I don't know if these are customizable. Yeah, they are. I think. And then time and date. There's all your apps there. This one's pretty responsive. I haven't been in this one too long, so don't know too much about it, but seems pretty responsive. Looks good. Let's go back to, and that was launcher 22. So let's go to 27 now. I believe 27 is the old one. Yeah, 27's this one here. And then 34 was the first one. Here's launcher 8. Don't really care for this one, but it's smooth and responsive, so if that's what you prioritize most, I'd get that one or the first one, because they seem to be actually the smoothest. Another update on launchers is Vivid Launcher is no longer in the Play Store, which is the stock launcher for Toyota. So apparently they just pulled it from the Play Store, or the Play Store pulled them down. I don't know why. But they're no longer an option unless you already have it. And if you already have it and you like it, I really wouldn't even worry about updating, to be honest. It didn't do that much. It just made the launchers a little more smooth. But if you're going to use a third-party launcher anyway, I would just stick with that. But I'm going to go back to 34. I like this one. For now, I might play with that first one a little bit, but for now, I like this one here. So if you go steering wheel controls on mine, when I did the update, reset and were no longer working. So I had to go into the protocol settings and then hit car model, and I did obviously Toyota, and the Tundra's not in here, so I don't know what it was. Again, I would look before you update to see what yours is, if everything's working good, and do the same one. But if you're like me and updated and then you couldn't remember what the first one said, I just did Prado, and then I did the 2010 to 2017 for my 2017 Tundra. But you can go in here and play around and see which ones work. But just be aware, if you upgrade your software, your firmware, then most likely your steering wheel controls will be reset and you'll have to reset them up in there. So far so good. I'll give another update in probably about 6 months, and if everything's still good after a year, I would say this thing's pretty rock solid. So far so good. No new bugs or no new complaints, or nothing's breaking down. Everything's working just as good as it did the day I installed it. Okay, so what I've done on the front camera here is, so this is the grill. I mounted it as center as I could, upside down like that. The wire then runs, let me see if I can get a shot of this. Right there, you can see it, and then it runs, you can see, it runs right through there. That's it right there. And then I just run it up in this little ridge behind the grill. It's all through here. And then it goes in right there, underneath the hood, right there in the corner, right above the headlight. And then it runs down here. That's the wire right here. And I just have it tucked. And then it runs down to behind the truck floorboard. It'll run down right through. Oh, let's see if I can get a video of it. Behind, let me zoom out. Behind this carpet right here, there's a little firewall thing. You can feed the wire through that, and then you can go up through the dash, up here. So it'll come out somewhere in here. I forget where it is. It's behind this carpet, but I'm not gonna pull it all out. I believe it's behind the carpet, but you'll see it, and you can poke something through, like a zip tie or something like that, tape it, or a fish tape, pull it through, and then I ran it up under the dash and hooked it right into the back of the radio. I can't remember which camera plug it was. I just kind of tested them as I went, and I just had the radio kind of sitting right here, and I would plug it in and see which one was the front camera, because one's the back camera. So you'll have to test for that too. And then I think they have a few more camera, but anyway, you can figure it out. All you gotta do is plug it in and see which one pops up the front camera on the front camera. But it was actually pretty simple. I mean, I think the hardest part is just getting it through the firewall and then routing it up through the dash. But if you do it when you have your whole dash apart for putting this radio in anyway, since you pretty much have to take the whole dash apart, it's really not that bad. Like I said, the trickiest part is just getting it through the firewall, which is down in there somewhere. I can't remember exactly, but you will see it. All you gotta do is take, peel your carpet back underneath your pedals, and you should see a firewall placed there. I had ran my amp, which is this blue wire right here, through that before, so I knew where it was. But it is down there. I wish I had a better angle for you guys, but I'm telling you, you just take the floor, you take your floor mat out, you pull the carpet back, you'll see a little grommet. You can poke right through that grommet, and then you can fish something like fish tape or something like that through, tape it, and then pull the wire in. And it works fine. And I've taken the front camera. I was a little worried because it's just stick-on. I was a little worried about car washes and stuff like that. I let it sit probably 24 hours. I just smushed it up on here for about 24 hours, and then waited 24 hours. And yeah, I've been through the Buc-ee's car wash a bunch of times and no problems. So it's actually pretty sturdy, and it's way clearer than the backup camera. I wish I could just replace the backup camera with another one of these, because that would be nice. Anyways, that is the front camera installation, and I'll see you guys in the next one.